Have you ever been socially awkward?
Sorry. Yeah, all the time.
All the time? You're
All the
always
time.
socially awkward?
Well-
in what instances are you socially awkward?
I mean, growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all go through, like, adolescence. One week, you're like, hi, my name's Jay, blah, blah, blah. And next week, you're like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, definitely the whole adolescence part.
There's a lot to be insecure about.
Exactly.
In those instances, yeah.
But once you reach a certain age and you start maturing,
Gets in the way, so you're like, damn, I need to get rid of this now. And I was actually worried about making a video on this topic because the last time I talked about social awkwardness, I used the word social anxiety instead of social awkwardness, and I got this long paragraph in my comment section saying that I can't cure social anxiety and that it's uncurable and that it stays with people forever and there's nothing they can do about it. So if you're one of those people that love their social awkwardness and just love it so much that you would defend it with a whole essay, please click off this video because you'd rather get offended than actually learn something and get over something.
facts. Because we're just here to help, honestly.
Yeah, so our only intention is to help people, and if you would rather go watch Jake Paul and Logan, or Logan Paul versus KSI, and they kiss or whatever, why don't you watch like a makeup tutorial?
We can kiss? I mean, hey, I got all y'all.
So if you guys...
I'm sorry, I'm getting sick.
So if you'd rather watch one of those videos and you'd rather get offended at this, then that's fine, that's totally okay, but I'd appreciate it if you clicked off the video rather than giving me a paragraph why I'm wrong and why I'm not gonna help people or whatever, because this is a video on how to get over your social awkwardness. So I guess we can split it up into two categories, right? There's the category one, which is the first step where you've been rock bottom and you want to get up to the top. You want to get to a place where you're, I guess, comfortable with yourself so that you can get even more confident. And that number one is basically where I'm the number one at. Number two is after you've already conquered those fears, you conquered the uncomfortableness, and you want to be kind of like this guy, and you want to be some, I don't know, at least have the option to be a fuckboy, then that's the level, that's number two. And we're both gonna help in our levels. So let's get to that. Welcome to level one. If you're level one, it means that you're probably like how I was in like my junior year of high school. I was super to myself. I really had little to no friends, so I didn't really have a way of communicating, and I didn't really have friends of mine that I could connect with and teach me how to like get myself out there and speak and stuff. But I'm gonna tell you how even though you're in those kind of scenarios, you could still level up and change and become a person that is more socially aware and more a sociable person, similar to how I am. The first thing that you gotta know in doing this sort of thing is that comfortable is the one thing that you cannot be. Everything in your heart wants you to be comfortable. Everything in your life, everything in your brain just wants you to be comfortable. And there's like a mechanism in your brain that'll tell you when you're in danger. But being socially awkward will actually cause you to have that ring and have that uncomfortableness in situations where you're really not supposed to be uncomfortable, such as a normal conversation or walking in the hallways or making eye contact. Now, in these moments, you need to learn how to get over that, and I'm gonna tell you how to do that. When I was a junior in high school, I would always be talking to people, and I would try to my best to have conversations with people, even though it made me uncomfortable. I would sit down and I would be in class and I'd be like, hey, how's your day? And I would ask people questions and stuff, even though I didn't want to talk to them, because I wanted to make myself uncomfortable. One of the things I remember from high school is that I was uncomfortable in hallways, and I realized that sometimes whenever I saw people that I didn't want to confront, I would avoid them in the hallways, making my path a lot longer for no reason. And because of that, I actually decided to just on purpose walk towards people that I didn't want to see. If I saw someone in the hallway that I didn't want to see, I would walk towards them anyway, just so I could be uncomfortable and just so I can get that feeling that's like, okay, I got it, like just walk past them. And every time I walked past that person, I felt a little bit more powerful and a little bit less uncomfortable in those situations than I did before I did it. But in the moment, I hated it. And that's what's very important, is that you will always hate those situations, and everything in your body tells you to stop. but you can't listen. You need to learn how to separate yourself from your awkward self and your actual self and the person that you want to be, and that's the person above you, and the person below you is your social awkwardness and stuff. And you need to be able to puppeteer your socially awkward self so that you can become something that's a lot more than something that you actually plan to be. One thing that I noticed when I was socially awkward is that I would always try to stray away from uncomfortable situations. Then I realized that I could turn it into almost a game in my head, and I would wake up every day and I would make it like a game to myself where I would actually stray towards the uncomfortable situations, and that's how I broke those boundaries inside of me that made me uncomfortable and made me socially awkward. So being able to break those boundaries was like a step-by-step, like literal steps, like in my brain, where I could be like, all right, I'm on level 2 now, all right, I'm on level 3 now. Like I'm just leveling up as I go, and I'm breaking those boundaries within myself so I can actually do what I love. One of the most asked questions on my story post that I did was how to get out of awkward situations, and my answer for that is you don't. Because getting out of awkward situations is how you keep your social awkwardness, and being uncomfortable is the way to win. And that's it for level number 1. All you need to do is be willing to be uncomfortable in situations that you're normally uncomfortable in, and just willing to just change.
Alright, pussy. Alright, let's talk about level 2. Level 2, fear no man. The basic idea is that why would you ever fear another person that breathes the same air as you? And it's super easy to think about. Actually going out there and doing it is a completely different story, and I understand that. But that's why I'm gonna give you helpful tips. Tip number 1, inner self-commentary. A lot of us go throughout the day being really negative to ourselves and not realizing how much we speak inside of our mind, like to ourselves. Just imagine how many times you've had a big test and said something to anybody like, oh man, I'm gonna fail this test. Or when you're about to go talk to a girl you never talked to, or a boy, everything in your body, you know, you get tense, you get nervous, you go in like fight or flight mode. Your mind starts going, nah, you know, they're gonna say no. If you ask them a question, they're gonna be weird, they're gonna be mean, don't go over and talk to them. And then you listen to that voice. You know, just think about all the opportunities you've missed just because of your inner self-talk. Now, think about all the opportunities that you could have achieved, or all the things you could have pursued if you just kept a good voice in your head. Something that was always positive. Nahum, get over here. Let's say Nahum is a beautiful, thick African-American woman, just like his mother.
Oh, bro.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I know, but like, I love her. Let's say Nahum is a beautiful, thick African-American woman, and I wanted to go talk to him. You know, I would be very nervous to talk to Nahum. Y'all see? You know what I'm saying? And old me, back high school me, would be like, nah, like I thank you for me. Old high school me, a lot of us, especially in high school, I don't know what it is about it, probably just the adolescence, you know, the social factors, everything like that. A lot of us get really nervous and kind of talk down to ourselves just because of insecurity, or the fact that we've never been in these type of situations. But I'm telling you, I mean, look, I still get very nervous in front of the camera. I'm still pretty awkward in front of the camera, but I'm still in front of the camera. You know, like Nahum's been doing this for a long time, and that's why he's more like, he can talk like this and shit. I'm over here like, oh Jesus, you know, but I'm still doing it because I know that I have to. Listen, what you want most will be found in the places you least want to find them. My best advice, our best advice, would be that to achieve anything, to grow, to break cycles, to do what you want to do, truly, as an individual, and to be truly happy, you need to face fear, and you need to do what the f you want to do. Because in the end, bro, I swear to God, in the end, they're gonna judge you regardless. I don't give a f if you do what you want to do, and if you don't do what you want to do, if you conform or if you do what the f you want to do, they're gonna judge you regardless. So just do what you want, and just make sure that you have a positive like outlook on everything, and you tell yourself that you can do it, because belief is so important. So step number 1, like I just said, all of that rounded up is inner commentary. Make sure that it's positive, and you tell yourself, I can do it. So we've been getting a lot of questions about how to start conversations, how to keep conversations going, how to keep conversations interesting. My biggest and first advice that I would like to tell you guys is that questions make answers and statements make conversations. So think about you see a spicy individual that you would love to just get to know and whatnot. If I was in the situation, I would want to go up to them and start talking. What would I start saying? I usually would start with a question. That question, let's say we're talking about the Joker movie, and I would say, have you seen the Joker? And from there, she would. There's two possible answers: yes, period, or no, period. And they'd be like, oh, okay. So instead of doing that, you can go and just say a statement. Be interesting. Be confident in what you're saying. You can say anything. You can make a statement pertaining back to the Joker thing. You could say, I thought the Joker movie was good. Period. That's it. Now from there, she can say either, wow, I haven't seen it. Let's go watch it. Or she could say, oh, I thought the movie was really good too. And then from there you could talk about endless things, the directing, the movies. You could talk about other things. See, like if you just say a statement, it opens the door to conversation. Instead of being a little beggar, sounds weird. Instead of being,
yeah, you can say beggar.
Instead of being someone super needy that's just like, please give me word yes or no, please, I need just any. Instead of begging for any type of answer, whether that be yes or no, or get out of my face, or why are you in my house, or stop taking pictures of my feet. Instead of doing that, just start off with a conversation with a statement. Say what you believe in and make sure it's genuine. The main thing about presenting yourself to people and conquering social awkwardness and growing and maturing as an individual is making sure that the face that you present is genuine. So if you're socially awkward, then present yourself as socially awkward, because people respect that. If you're kind of an asshole like me, present yourself like that, you know? If you're kind of like the sweetest guy to ever live with a big old black juicy ass, then present yourself like that, you know? And if you really want to get to know people, then you have to present a genuine face first, because if they can tell you're ingenuine or that you're playing a part, they're not going to be comfortable enough to really talk to you or really express how they feel towards you. To make real friendships and to spark spicy conversation that's actually interesting, just be genuine and be yourself, honestly, and people will respect that. Another conversation tip I have is, what's the first thing you say when you meet someone for the first time? Hi.
How are you? Hey.
How are you?
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
How are you? Oh, I'm good.
Oh, you're good?
I'm good. Oh, yeah. Bye. See you later.
Oh, I'm good too. Okay, bye.
Bye.
See, it's so easy, and especially being a college student or being a student at all, even in high school. What school do you go to? Oh, what's your major? Oh, what do you want to do? I don't give a fuck. I don't care unless I really know you. I don't care. Here's one easy ass way to just make a conversation a little deeper. Hey, Nahum,
yeah.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good.
But how are you doing really?
Oh, actually, now that you ask, I hate myself. My life's in shambles, and I want to talk about it.
There you go. And then you could be like, me too. And then you hug, and then that's it. And that's real, because the thing about especially American society is that everything is cookie cutter. It's like, hey, how you doing? Good? How you doing? I'm good. All right, bye. And because of that, I catch myself saying it and then realizing, and then they tell me the answer. I didn't even realize I said it. I didn't even realize, oh, what's your major? It's just like, it's what you do, you know? So if you really want to, deepen conversation, show that you're gonna actually listen to what they have to say, because if you're not willing to listen, then no one's gonna actually be willing to share anything with you. Something I've been doing for the past few months is being very blunt and honest when people ask me how I'm doing. Ask me how my day is.
Hey, how's your day?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I was late to my first class. I skipped breakfast. I pulled a muscle in my shin. I ran over an old lady and her dog, and then it's not going well. If you show that you're honest enough and genuine enough to share that your day isn't the best day ever, then people are gonna be like, wow, this person is genuine. I'm gonna tell them how my day is. That'll make some real genuine connection between you and another human being, and who knows, like maybe they'll pass that on, or maybe that'll mean a lot to them because you never really know the effect your positivity will have on other people. So just be genuine. If you want people to be real with you, be real first, you know, and really care about people because like you never know what anybody's going through, you know.
So to wrap things up, social awkwardness is a thing that sucks and obviously is apparent in people's lives. It seems to be like their thing. It's their one thing that they struggle with whenever they do struggle with it. And the one thing to remember is that you have a personality regardless. Like you have something to show, and being able to like break those boundaries that you have and being able to show who your true personality is will ultimately be the person that people will fall in love with. It'll be the person that will actually make friends, and that's how you'll be able to put yourself out there and make friends, because the more you break the boundaries, the easier it gets. Because right now it might be tough, and I get that. It could be really tough right now, but just starting to break those outer layers is how you get out of your shell and be able to make friends, and eventually social awkwardness won't even be a part of your life anymore, and you'll just be you regardless of who you are. And that's what you're trying to attain. That's what you're trying to get to. Not this, let me write you a paragraph on why I'm not gonna ever be a socially not inept person ever, but just being able to be like, hey, what if I can do it? What if I could try at least? Because that's the number one thing, is being able to try. And once you actually do break the boundaries, you're like, hey, this isn't too bad. It is like a game, and maybe I can just walk around and just be myself and just try to at least be myself.
Thanks.
So yeah.
I think everything all summed up into like one main piece of advice is definitely just be genuine. If you're socially awkward, be socially awkward. If you're kind of shy, it's okay. A lot of people are shy and they still have a lot of friends. It's about being real, and it's about being genuine first, you know? Because you can never have genuine relationships with anybody unless you're genuine first. Put that genuine face out first, and then you will receive it back. And the times that you don't receive it back, then you know that those people aren't for you. We don't want to like make it sound easy, because it's not. It's not, because especially if you think that you don't know who you are, then that's that you have to find who you are, and you really have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations and pretty much just do what you need to do to really find yourself, and in that you'll grow. You know?
I had no business making YouTube videos because I was just like riddled with acne, or I had no business making any videos on the internet because I was riddled with acne. But me stepping out and making videos because I wanted to make content and be known for myself rather than just some content creator that posted memes or whatever. I wanted to actually put myself out there, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it regardless of what people say. And I actually turned off like all the comments that had anything to do with acne, whether it was like if people mentioned like different acne control like things. What's something that people say?
A Pedialyte.
I don't know, something more common.
Robitussin.
No, something that deals with your acne.
Alka-Seltzer.
No, something you put on your face to heal acne.
Condoms. Birth control.
I would turn off all the keywords that had anything to do with acne, and whenever people commented in my comments, it wouldn't show up because it actually made me feel even more self-conscious, and it ruined how I felt just because people would talk about my acne. But I still did it regardless.
Clean and clear.
Yeah, so it got to a point where it did actually piss me off. But me being able to step out regardless of what people say and regardless of how I felt about it actually changed my perspective on who I was, because I wasn't just me and I wasn't taking all these hits for me, and I didn't take myself so seriously that I was like, oh, I can't take all this hate or whatever. But I took it as like, hey, I'm a growing person, and over the many years I'm going to change. So if I'm changing, then I should see an outwardly perspective of myself where it's like, okay, I'm gonna get to a point where a lot of this stuff doesn't even matter anymore. So I need to pay attention to the future. I need to be like, hey, soon I'm gonna be something different. So whatever happens right now doesn't matter. My social awkwardness, whatever, doesn't matter right now, because later down the line it's gonna change. My hormones are gonna change. Everything about me is gonna change. So wherever you are, if you're 16, 14, whatever, a lot of things are gonna change. You're gonna experience things. Yeah. You could be older, you could be in your 20s and still be socially awkward, but you'll experience things that'll change you. You'll experience so many different things that'll change, and your hormones will change. All these things will change. So having that perspective of like, it's okay that I'm feeling this way now, but I just can't be complacent and I can't just be comfortable. So move out of your comfortability, and that's all we can ask for. Chase your fears.
Yep. Because yes,
So make sure to join my Discord, link in bio description thing.
You said you told me you didn't have a Discord.
Join my Discord that doesn't exist, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fooey. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. Follow him on Instagram at JLone1.
JLone1.
And follow me at, you already know, Nahum the Lemon. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. Have a good one.